More Dota. More Dota. Corsair Summer Tour 2013 continues now. It's going to be Flipside versus Keita Gaming. Game number 2 with Flipside leading 1-0. I had to think about that because they didn't make it easy. They did not cruise to a Game 1 victory, but they took Game 1 in the end. So we'll jump into the draft now, guys. It's about 2/3 of the way through. Flipside 1 win away from moving on to play against Team Empire? Empire. What?
I just
You're not impressed by my polished intro?
You clearly didn't do your research.
Hey, I've been sick. I haven't been sleeping well, so my brain's a little bit addled, but no more excuses for me, and certainly no excuses from Keita Gaming, because excuses will not get you out of this sticky situation. They've got to find a way to take this game, else they will fall short of advancing. They'll be knocked out in the group stages. This tournament is a $10,000 North American European event, and of course, I do want to quickly mention that there's a giveaway going on now. If you guys haven't already heard, Corsair is giving away not only Dota TV tickets, but also, for this very tournament, but also a basically fully loaded computer. So for more information on that, head over to gc.corsair.com and enter for your chance to win Dota TV tickets or a very nice computer. On that note, Merlini, draft mostly complete. Flipside sitting on a Weaver, a Nyx Assassin, a Lifestealer, a Windrunner. Pretty strong tri-core, very elusive. Keita Gaming, more of a team fight-oriented lineup with this Puck pick, along with their Lone Druid, Visage, and Shadow Demon.
Flipside going with very different heroes from last game. Last game we saw Caudal Shaker, Gyro, Queen of Pain, and Nature's Prophet. And we usually see teams stick to like more of the same heroes when they win. And Keita, on the I was going to say flip side, but on the other side, they're actually sticking with a lot of heroes that I think Visage didn't really do too much last game. Lone Druid was decent, but after teams lose, they usually tend to mix things up a lot. But a little bit of unusual tactics from them. Shadow Demon, the other pick, pretty good versus Lifestealer, not so good versus Weaver, or I guess if he has really ninja reflexes, pretty good versus Nyx Assassin too. Puck, very strong pick. I think he's one of the strongest solo mids now, and
yeah, and you really need him against the Weaver too.
He's so good.
Yeah, good against Weaver, good against Windrunner if you can prevent them from getting off Windrun. Even Nyx, I mean, all of these heroes are very vulnerable to that Blink Silence combo. Great burst damage. They've got the follow-up with the Visage Soul Assumption. And now we'll see what Keita Gaming want to select as their last pick.
It's a good Bounty Hunter ban from Flipside. I think that Keita could have used it pretty well. They have
they probably need their offlaner here. We saw them run the Lone Druid tri-laner. No, it's going to be
Juggernaut.
It's going to be a Juggernaut. So the Healing Ward Juggernaut with the Lone Druid combo. Strong 5-man push in the mid game with Visage Familiars backing them up.
Keeper of the Lighted Up. Actually, Keeper does not do
the
too well
awkward thing here, though, is they've picked a Juggernaut against a Weaver. Doesn't really match up well against that hero on the laning stage.
They could just be doing a triple lane with the Jug, potentially.
Yeah, the thing is they're not going to kill. Like, you can't really kill Windrunner with that tri-lane. You can't really kill a Weaver for sure.
Right.
So it's... And Juggernaut's not the best at War of Attrition tri-lane, so...
They could do an aggressive tri-lane, though, and try and match up versus wherever Flipside's going to go. That, I think, this probably the best option to them. I don't think Juggernaut's very vulnerable to their triple lane. Ooh, a Slark. Okay, well...
Yeah, I don't think Juggernaut's going to die. It's more just he won't be able to shut anyone down. And if you're Flipside, I think you look at this and say, let's do a Weaver, Nyx Assassin +1 tri-lane. We'll send that against your Juggernaut tri-lane. Weaver's not going to die. We probably can even break even in terms of harass. Slark will go mid versus Puck. Still give the Puck a bit of an edge there, but Slark shouldn't die for Miguel. And then you have a Lone Druid versus a Lifestealer as potentially your 1v1 in the offlane.
Oh, it's a support Windrunner.
Yeah, Rise is playing. I think this is the way to go. If you just put Lifestealer 1v1 against Lone Druid, Lifestealer does well there.
Yeah.
Slark might lose mid to Puck, but shouldn't lose it too badly. And then your Weaver Windrunner tri-lane against the Juggernaut tri-lane. I think you actually come out on top there.
Yeah, should be pretty good for them. I think Lone Druid will have a...
He'll still have a decent time against Lifestealer. Yeah, but
we'll see about that.
We'll see. Could be some mind games for the
why
lanes.
they pick Slark, though? I don't think Slark is the best matchup in this. Puck can just get out. Juggernaut can spin out. Shadow Demon, he's decent versus Slark, too. I mean, none of the heroes are like particularly vulnerable to a Slark burst down or a gank. And he lanes very poorly versus the Puck. I'm kind of curious as to
There's
why
not much to Dark Pact off either.
And if they get a gem, like they have 3 Invis heroes.
Yeah. Well, they do have potentially some pretty strong lanes here for sure, though. They could win 2 of those side lanes, and then maybe they lose mid, but
I think Keita can just like push at near the 10 to 12 minute mark and just absolutely destroy Flipside. What do they have to counter push? Weaver does nothing. Slark, garbage.
they have to gank.
They have to gank. Or Keita just Keita has to, if they're behind, all they need to do 5-man push, Juggernaut healing ward with level 4 Syllabear or level 4 Bear, and that's just the path to victory, the path to massive amounts of gold.
We'll see if they can win these lanes at least. That'll be the goal for Flipside. They need to come out on top by the 10 to 50 minute mark and then get the snowball rolling. On the team of Flipside, formerly Absolute Legends, they lead 1-0 in this best of 3. 1 win away from moving on to play Team Empire. It'll be Unicorn XOXO handling your Lifestealer, the solo mid, Miguel taking up the reins of the Slark, Miracle going to be playing that safe lane support, Nyx Assassin, Mania, the Weaver, and last but not least will be Rise as the Windrunner. On the Radiant side, we've got Sanju5, your off-lane lone druid. It's Team Keita Gaming. They haven't traveled anywhere, but they are from Sweden. Saiso on the puck. We'll have Flox Plox handling the Shadow Demon. Steph Style on the Visage, and my favorite, Maglev Gank Train on the Juggernaut.
You love that name, don't you?
Such a good name.
I'm surprised he's not playing the Lone Druid. He played it last game. I thought he did fairly decent considering the lane he was up against, but surprised to see them switch Sanju on the Lone Druid this game. Maglev Gank Train on the support.
So they'll have a Weaver 1v1 against, or no, actually defensive tri-lane. So both teams are going to trade, and I think this favors Keita Gaming, because flip side, there's more pressure on them to do well in this laning stage. The mid game, Keita can just push. Flip side will have to find a way to gank.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't try and go aggressively versus it. I guess they're scared of the Juggernaut, but Weaver should only be the only one that's up really far in a position for them to go on. And Miracle being very annoying with the mana burn in middle.
Actually, Unicorn XOXO is going to jungle, so they're abandoning the off lane. Jungle Lifestealer compared to an off lane lone druid. Flipside doesn't really have the best lineup to kill the bear early. They have decent damage, but he's going to be able to get off quite a few pulls, slow down these supports, force your safe lane carry, the Weaver, to last under tower. Although, Mania missing only 1 CS so far, not too shabby from him. I would give Keita an edge in this
Keita
situation.
has an edge. Lone Druid's going to get experience up top. Puck should win middle if Miracle stops messing with him and mana burning the living crud out of him. And bottom lane, free farm for 3 heroes. There's not even any wards there. Should be very easy for them to level.
Yeah, I like the laning stage better for Keita Gaming. And Lone Druid's not only going to get some levels, he's going to get a lot. This is already this third wave of experience. He's going to hit level 2, be halfway to level 3 after this. That's a really strong start for an off-lane Lone Druid. And once he gets fined, he can actually just start bullying the supports. Even Weaver can end up being out her ass. So we'll see what Sanju5 does. Might need to send his bear back to heal. It is rather low, but still a great start for him. The mid lane, the puck got denied a few, or mana burned a few times. It's helped Miguel out a bit. He started with the poor man shield. He's been pulled as well, but even so, that new puck with the +6 damage buff he got a few patches ago, as well as a null talisman start, really putting the pain on.
And it looks like Keita's able to make just better use of their jungle on bottom too, constantly double pulling.
Sanju, not really the best. Ooh, that's a little dangerous. Ooh, he'll be okay.
Yep, but they aren't able to double pull from this camp to this camp. They're busy trying to keep this lone druid out of the lane. Nyx Assassin trying to run around, so I think the supports on flip side are going to be quite under levels compared to the supports on the other side.
And now that he's shown himself there and made them think about it, he can go into the jungle, and they'll probably miss a pull or two of experience and thus fall a bit farther behind. They do have a lane war, but you could just see Miracle waiting here.
Mid lane, Niggle jumping on him. He doesn't have enough mana.
Saiso's in a bit of trouble. There's just, you can't kill Puck that early as a Slark.
Yep.
Because the thing
You
is,
just had to mess up so badly.
yeah, like the leap just doesn't have the low enough cooldown is the main thing. Because once it gets to level 4, it's 8 seconds. But at level 120, even at level 2, still pretty high, 16.
So we see Rise actually making an attempt to go on the offlane. The wave will be pushed into the tower soon if there were a creep wave and it did not get pulled. But I don't think that Windrunner is going to get that much. Maybe just trying to creep pull a little bit. But is stacking. Oh, no, he's just jungling. Jungling the Ancients.
So they're jungling a Lifestealer. We can actually compare what should have been their offlaner. Level 3 Lifestealer right now, already Sanju. Well, same level for him, but he's slowed down the supports. That's the big advantage. He's got the safe lane farmers, the Weaver, 15 and 4, struggling a bit in terms of CS. Maglev Gank Train, uncontested offlane, already well on his way to those phase boots. So once he gets them, he can actually zone out this Windrunner pretty effectively.
Yeah, I'm really scared for Flipside. They're not necessarily winning. They're not losing it, but they're definitely not winning it. And the 5-man push from Keita is just going to be absurdly strong. They have way better AoE, way better disable, way better sustainability, and with that early gem, Flipside can't really do anything. If they do that, I think that Keita just takes down 3 or 4 towers and can just win the game from there.
They'll want the familiars, they'll want the healing ward leveled up, and they'll want the Lone Druid to have some sort of items. Maybe a Blink Dagger on Puck. Those are the key components for them to execute that kind of strategy. So I don't think we'll really see it kick in until at least the 10 to 15 minute mark, but that's around the time where Flipside need to start finding a bunch of kills, and they've got heroes to do it. Nyx Assassin, once he hits level 6, he's been slowed down, but eventually will have his ult, and they have a Slark, a Lifestealer, a good ganking squad. So Keita could get ganked too much and end up unable to group as 5 and execute the push. But if they don't find the kills, I completely agree with you. I think Keita is in a much better position heading towards the mid game.
Juggernaut actually going for power treads. Very unusual for Juggernauts. We usually almost always see the standard phase drums, Yasha into most of the time the Scepter, sometimes a Mantis style. They have advantage of treads. I mean,
it's a slightly better, just pure. Oh, actually going now. Well,
easy kill.
Doesn't even need phase boots. Hits level 6. He was actually already level 6 there. That's just Rise not respecting the power of Omni Slash and had his boots, but that's not enough.
Yeah, getting a little bit greedy there. Maybe he could have done some ninja stuff and just cut down these trees and with power shot. Or we've seen Windrunners getting Quelling Blade. I saw Funnick do it, although it was on the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, you can't really do that on the Dire side. I mean, you could farm them, but you just have to keep on running back and forth here.
Yeah, very scary life for Windrunner. He actually has level 2 Windrun and level 1 power shot. And
still died.
Yeah, that's most of their AoE for the anti-push. I'm very scared for them.
Unfortunately, you can only Windrun dodge the auto attacks in between Omni Slash strikes, not the main physical damage that comes from the built-in strikes on the ult. So, as a result, the Windrunner will give up first blood. Rise, however, still farming Ancients, hits level 3. Like you said, will work his way towards 4. The mid lane is actually going decently for the Slark. Saiso, 26 and 6. He got mono burned 3 or 4 times at level 1. Miguel dropping low. He just really needs level 6. Once you get 6 as a Slark mid.
Oh, he's going to get hit by the
orb. What?
Wow.
Could have leaped away much longer ago.
Could have just ran up and dodged it. That orb is super slow. He hit it from maybe like 1,000 range away. Goodness.
Yeah, he could have leaped. He could have ran north instead of just straight through the tree line. That was
so close to level 6.
A kill that should not have happened. And he wanted that. He just got greedy, wanted level 6, and then was a bit late to leap. So that's now 2 heroes on Flipside just kind of throwing their lives away in situations where they didn't have to.
And the only hero doing extremely well for Flipside is Mania, but he has free farm versus a solo lone druid that is that is zoned out and went to the jungle, and he has much less CS than Juggernaut. Juggernaut has 11 more than him. Juggernaut with 48, Weaver with 37.
And normally if you see something like that, it's because the team that has less farm pushed an early tower. So you miss some CS under tower, but that's not the case. It's just been the lone druid disrupting the creep pull. Weaver not being the best last hitter in lane early on.
What a stack. They're stacking for the Juggernaut too. Juggernaut's going to be pretty scary. Level 8 already. Highest level in the game.
He's going Battle Fury, it looks like. Rate of health picked up.
Yeah, they can go greedy. They have the early game. They actually got ahead. I think I mean, Flipside went for a more early game sort of lineup, and they're not ahead. So Keita's going to decide to punish that, just free farm it up. They need to get some more farm on the bear, though. That should be one of their bigger priorities in this mid game.
You know, I actually don't know if I like the Battle Fury pickup, because if you go something like Drums, Vlads, or even just a Drums, Ags, you know, these early to mid game items, you can just 5-man. If you're going for Battle Fury, that doesn't help your push at all. You're not going to be in the front lines hitting creeps, and it allows Flipside, yeah, their lineup we thought would have to get more done in the mid game, but they are good late game. Weaver, Lifestealer, and a Slark. If they get enough farm, I would actually say they can take it late just as well as Keita. It's just that mid game where they're super weak to the 5-man push, but if you go Battle Fury, it doesn't really help your 5-man push.
Scary for Miggle.
Well, he's not going in yet.
Yeah, I mean, Miggle has no chance of killing Saiso right now. He's a level 8 puck versus a level 7 Slark who's already died once. He only has Magic Stick now, still very poor. Treads should be up on the puck if he decides to go for it.
Top lane Foxplox maxing the Shadow Poison just to try and slow down this push. I think that's the smart build. They weren't going for early killing lineup. But generally what you like to see on your Shadow Demon.
And against a Weaver who can just time-lapse away for the most part, Slark who can take it off with Dark Pact and Rage. I really just don't like the Max Soul Catcher build in general. There's just so many ways to take it off. Oftentimes there's summons or magic immunes to disrupt with it, and Shadow Poison just much more reliable spell. Also, it helps a lot for creep stacking, which we see a lot of supports do in the early game and try and get that early level 6 with.
Maglev Gank Train now his point booster up, or rather not his point booster, his Perseverance up.
Midas up on
the
Lifestealer. I forgot about him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is they have a Tricore. They've got 3 heroes that all scale pretty well. Lone Druid also, his bear won't necessarily do as much in the early to mid game because Mania's going for an early medallion. Nice choice from him to help deal with the bear. You medallion it, and you can focus it with the swarm, with some auto attacks from Lifestealer. If they can focus down the bear, the push for Keita, it is all about the bear. Like, yeah, there's a healing ward, but Weaver can maybe Sakuchi it and pick it off. We'll see if this push actually comes. Keita could have gone for it, but...
This is going to be a super fast Battle Fury, though. He's going to have Treads Battle Fury in probably 11 minutes' time, and he can offer drums at 15 or 16 minutes. So even though Maglev Gangtrain is playing very greedily, he is still getting tons and tons of farm.
At the same time, there's a Midas on the Lifestealer. Miguel still getting something out of this mid lane. The Weaver is behind, but Mania can go back for some mid-game items. And they've got great gank potential. That's where Keita Gaming do have to be careful. Right now, they are playing in the dark, and I think they're the team more than anything that needs to be prepared for ganks. Sentry wards and lanes, as soon as they see Miracles hit level 6, even before it, because it's 10 minutes in, if they start getting picked off, this could snowball out of control.
They could make very good use of Nyx bombs, too. They can dump in the Lifestealer, they can dump in the Nyx, dump in the Slark. Those are all pretty dangerous heroes. Not as dangerous as Queen of Pain or Puck, but still pretty dangerous. Should be able to kill most of the heroes from Keita.
Very unusual build from Rise. He's actually gone for 2 points in Shackle, only 1 in Power Shot. And they already lack counter push.
The tree clearing build. I don't know why exactly he would do that.
Oh, Mania's, he's infested. Now he's diving this tower. Foxbox could be in trouble. Out comes the Swarm. They're really committed to this chase. They will back off. Miracle not level 6 yet, but getting closer and closer. The only thing I could think of, Merlini, is that they are lacking lockdown. Just the Lifestealer, or rather just the Nyx for lockdown. So maybe thinking my team needs stuns more than it needs counter push, but I think the counter push is going to be the big issue.
I mean, you can get levels faster with Power Shot and then level up Shackle Shot. He's already behind as is. I think it's a better catch-up build to be able to max that Power Shot. I'm curious to see what items he's going to go. He has 1,000 gold. Good go for Arcane Boots. He is generally the mech bearer on the team.
Yeah, I think it's a mech this game.
It's going to be pretty difficult for him to farm it up without that deeps.
Farm Ancients. Don't need Power Shot for those.
Quelling Blade. Rise. That might actually pay off for itself.
Yeah, even on a ranged hero, maybe.
If you're doing Ancients, I think, for 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you do it for 10 minutes, which I guess he's already done them for 3 or 4, or 5 or 6 rather. So.
Yeah.
DD Rune up on Saiso, already a Blink Dagger as well. Gets Mana Burn, can't phase shift to avoid that cast, and he's still got a haste.
You need auto phase.
This is a fast. Oh, that was so imba.
I miss this. I miss the days of auto phase.
That's such a noob.
It was so awesome.
Noob ability. Some of the stuff you could auto phase was just absurd.
Yeah, Laguna Blade, no problem.
So broken.
Rise was de-warding duties. Looks like Miracle is going to be very, very poor. He has to buy the sentries, I believe. And he's very close to Arcane Boots, too. Still not hitting that level 6, though. They really need that level 6 on him. Level 6 on that Shadow Demon, almost level 6 on the Visage, too. I'm actually surprised Visage is as under-leveled as he is, just because we've seen the Nyx Assassin and the Windrunner just move around a lot more than the support from Keita. They pretty much have free reign in the jungle, although we have seen the Juggernaut come and clear out a lot of creeps. Speaking of Juggernaut,
Style could be in trouble mid lane. Mania's diving him. He's got a medallion up. He's not popped it yet. Now the bear comes in, trying to slow down this aggression, trying to kill off the Swarm. But a 2-hero impale, or rather, an impale on the hero and the hero bear will find a kill, and now Miracle forced to run away.
What a timely level 6.
Vendetta up. Puck's jumped in. There's your silence, but won't accomplish a whole lot. They get a kill. They get out. But while that's happening, Maglev Gank Train. Battle Fury about to be completed. Looks like a 12.5 to 13-minute Battle Fury at the rate he's heading, but he'll have it soon. And then let the farm really begin. They went for Midas Lone Druid. He's had it, I think, for about a minute or so, and a Battle Fury Juggernaut. So you'd think Keita might come out on top in the farm wars. You mentioned the neutrals being stacked. Well, he's cleared those out. Would like to see some ancient stacking from this team. They've got the familiars that can do it, the Lone Druid Bear as well. And if you're going to run a Battle Fury Juggernaut, that's the way to go. But Miguel gets Blink Silence mid. Cannot use the Dark Pact. He'll leap out, though, as the silence wears off. Now the Dark Pact deployed. And will actually debuff everything. Dust gets thrown out. Now Foxbox in trouble. A double Familiar Stone won't be enough because the Rage comes through. Foxbox to fall. Soul Assumption's there. Turns the tides of this fight, perhaps. Saiso on the run. He's already used his phase shift. Now we'll blink away. And they might give chase here. Lifestealer, Opal Wounds cooling down. Orbing north. Now Maglev joining the fight. Omni Slash. Slices through one. It's a level 2 Omni already. The Battle Fury on its way.
Wow, he was close to trying to infest Miracle, but I think both of them would have just died there. Maybe if he had Vendetta up.
Now the Vendetta.
Oh, they have a Sentry Ward. Oh, wow. That was scary.
Yeah, this is the downside to running this 2 Invis heroes. Well, actually the 3 with the Slark. He's still coming in. Does he not realize they have vision? Miracle really sticking around here. The Familiar.
Got that 100 gold.
He got stunned by the corpse of the Familiar.
Mania on bottom lane, playing very, very aggressively.
How does that work? You kill the Familiar and then it stuns you?
Yeah, I have no
what?
idea. Strange
Ice Frog,
mechanics.
Please. Ice Frog, please.
I think that if Flipside can take down this mid tower and the bottom one
They'll have
tower,
so much room.
They'll have so much room, and they can delay the push as long as possible. Keita still haven't done that grouping up phase. Lone Druid is still trying to scramble for some sort of farm, checking out his items. He has Midas, so he can catch up.
So I'm not really liking. I don't know what happened here for Maglev, but he just got his Battle Fury. He definitely had it like a minute and a half ago.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there either.
Like, that's actually a pretty big deal. He could have been farming stack camps much earlier on. Mania's gotten caught bottom lane. Made cast animation on the time lapse. No, didn't have a time lapse. And in the end, Foxbox barely survived.
He has Agi Treads and Yasha. I would generally prefer an Ultimate Orb and Strain Treads. That way, it's the same amount of gold, but you get so much more. You have, I think, 18 strength from that. That should be enough to survive through the puck burst and be able to time lapse and just Shakuchi away, or just straight up TP out if he coils you.
Weaver doesn't really need the moves. The move speed's irrelevant. The attack speed's not even that great because of the way that his passive works. You can attack as fast as you want, but Geminate attack has a flat time-based cooldown. So I don't think it's really the best. I don't really think it's the best item.
Mantis style is decent just because you need to be able to split out of puck silence. BKB is okay, but you can still die to Omni Slash from the Juggernaut, and Mantis style will help with that, so help soak up the damage. But again, no strength build. You need to be able to survive to farm up with Weaver.
You know, normally when we see this medallion build, what a lot of players like to go is just drums. Like drums, medallion, maybe a vitality booster. Blink, silences their Mania, he will Sakuchi away. Just able to Sakuchi out in time. Now Monoberg comes through. Saiso, with no treads, really struggling for the mana here, but
I don't think that F3 should be pressuring the mid lane at all. They have
there comes Miguel. He's got the Infest Bomb. He leaps forward. He completely airballs the leap. Do they still look to chase? There's no way to cancel TPs. They're very reliant on that Nyx or the Windrunner to make those ganks actually work. Speaking of Windrunner, Rise close to a mech here. I don't think they're finding enough kills for my liking. Scores 5-2. You are running the lineup with like 4 ganking heroes.
I think they just need to keep Windrunner mid to fend off the pushes, even though he has level 4 power shot now, so he can defend the pushes by himself, and then they can just 4-man in either of the 2 lanes. Prevent Lone Druid from farming close to his tower. They can easily kill him with a Nyx and a Nakes, or if they really don't think they can just put +1, take control of their jungle, and just farm it up a little bit. They have the better ganking lineup, the better map control lineup, not the better sit in mid and less Mexican standoff there.
Yeah, that Mexican standoff not in their favor for the time being. Miguel, he's picked up his drums. It's a lot of mid-game items as well. The double drums, the Yasha, the early medallion. These are not the best items and not the best heroes to just sit back and farm. And for the time being, Keita, as much as we're saying Flipside should be forcing fights more, Keita is doing a pretty nice job of just not getting caught. Sentry wards in the mid lane, not entering their own jungle with the non-survivable heroes. The Shadow Demon, the Visage are just sitting at the tower. It's only the Juggernaut, who's already up to 1,000 HP and farming very quickly. Hard to kill with Omni Slash, Healing Ward, as well as Blade Fury. And the Lone Druid, very tanky. The heroes that are much harder to kill are the ones farming the lanes. The others just parked mid, playing safe, playing defensively, and not giving Flipside many options.
Yeah, Saiso, he's just farming bottom by himself. I would like to see some more ganks by him, especially with the heroes up here. They can just almost instantly burst him down the whip.
They found Steph style medallions there. Mania, however, dropping fast, not time-lapsing yet. He'll go for it now. He time-lapses back, but still gets blown up. Steph style low, but not out of the fight just yet. He'll end up living. It looks like, so the Soul Catcher does not get removed when you time-lapse, right?
Yeah, surprising. And neither did a Demonic Purge, it looked like.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that was the case.
Well,
pretty unfortunate.
Unfortunate indeed. They don't need to be picking fights right here, though. This is not the right place to pick fights. They need to just try and gank around the map. They've just been concentrating so much on mid and getting absolutely nothing accomplished there. They just need to kill this Lone Druid. They tried it once. That doesn't mean they can't try it again. They can't always be everywhere. The Puck and the...
They found him, but he's seen the gank.
Yeah. The Puck and the Shadow Demon are pretty good at counter-ganking him, but they've constantly mid, fending off the kind of push from Flipside.
Bottom lane, Blade Fury is used for Maglev Gang Train. He'll be able to get out of trouble, and now we'll see what next item he's going for. It's a Shadow Blade. It's already complete, and let the games begin for this Juggernaut. Triple Invis lineup. If this Juggernaut...
Wow,
finds anyone.
Blade. Now, he had a pretty slow Battle Fury, but being able to recover quite nicely after that.
Yeah, he's just been farming. Nobody's been ganking him. They've been putting so much pressure mid. I also would have liked to see Flipside just force that tier 1 bottom, but they never did that. Now they try to go on Flox. Slark jumping in, but gets disrupted. Now actually stuck, not leaping out. He'll leap forward instead. Onto Steps out, who gets shackled, but a blink and a silence might be the death of Miguel. The orb off the mark. Saiso still giving chase. Double, as well as the coil, completely whiffing. Saiso, well, a little bit unfortunate for him. He can't seem to bring anyone down. 2 heroes dead for the Radiant. Everybody on the headlong retreat for Flipside. They've isolated Maglev. No Omni Slash. No way, easy way out. He gets impaled. He's gone under cover of Shadowblade, but the sentries are here. Down she'll go. 4 for nil this far. And now a slight lag spike. Could be 5. Sangju shackled up, gone down. That was just a. They need
that was an awful fight.
They need a good Dream Coil. They need a good silence.
They didn't have Omni Slash up either.
Yeah. The Shadow Demon was forced to disrupt himself very early, which is generally not what you want.
And no mech on Keita. They were out farming Flipside, I believe. Yeah, they were out farming quite heavily before that. 4,000 gold lead now down to 0.
Jesus, is it that bad? One fight. They take a tier 1 mid.
That was a 5-0 fight.
And they have a medallion. They could go Roche after this. They could take the tier 1 bottom, get some aggressive wards up in the enemy jungle. Now they have 3k on Unicorn.
Goodness gracious, I did not see that fight coming.
Well, it is what we talked about, which is Keita, their lineup is strong at 5-manning, but they let Windrunner, as a jungling, ancient offlane Windrunner, get level 8, unchecked, max power shot. Now if they want to push, it's harder. She's got the mech too. And they just have the better lineup for that style of fight. Chaotic fights where everyone's running around. Nobody's focusing heroes down quickly. Then Slark lives with his Shadow Pack or Shadow Dance.
I'm actually surprised they had Sentry Wars too. Just very timely Sentry War. They didn't see the Juggernaut have the Shadow Blade before that. He just got it before that fight, and being able to kill him right after, and him not being able to get a jump on somebody with an Omni Slash, pretty big win for them.
Keita Gaming, they lost game 1, and things are not looking so hot for them anymore in game 2. It could be a clean 2-0 sweep from Team Flipside. Winner of this match moves on to play Team Empire. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013, our final day of group stage action, brought to you by Beyond the Summit. Head over to gc.corsair.com for your chance to win a free stack computer as well as some Dota TV tickets. Flipside, continuing to farm, and Keita, the big thing for them is there's a triple invis lineup, and if they try to split push against that, it's very easy to get ganked.
They played the farm game, and it's not working out for them. Rise has been in the right place at the right time after the first blood. He's 0-1-1, so if you exclude the first blood, he's just been sitting mid constantly, power shining the creeps, just being there. Rise is pretty difficult to kill, even though he was underfarmed in the off lane. He has mech, he has wind run level 2, and he just needs to sit there constantly spam push him, force him away from mid lane so that they can be ganked by the rest of Flipside.
Here comes Miracle. He's found Sanju 5. Is the Slark going to join him as well? Yes, he is. The Impale not being cashed just yet. Miguel coming in. Dark Pack's there. They force 3 TPs, and now they're just going to run away. Meanwhile, mid lane, maybe they look to go back in. That's 4 heroes bottom, which means you can gank mid, you can push top, and now we'll have to see if Keita can make anything happen. They will find Miracle, but he pops his Carapace. He's still alive. He gets silenced. He'll probably go down here. Isolated. But for the cost of 3 TPs and 4 heroes chasing him around the world, actually call it 5.
Yeah.
It's
not bad unless Keita gets a T1 push out of this.
And I don't know if they really can.
Yeah, I don't think they have it either. They really need a mech. I thought that their supports would be more farm considering that.
Well, now maybe they can. There's your Omni Slash, the mech thrown out. There's a Demonic Purge. Rise dropping pretty fast, not down yet. Finally will fall. Now a leap in. They've caught Maglev, but a Blade Fury out of the tether. And now the chase comes on. The swarm will latch onto everybody here. They'll continue to run. We'll have a slight lag spike.
Yeah, I'm lagging.
It's not us guys. It is the server. And we'll have it on pause probably in a second. I imagine things have calmed down.
Yeah, Keita finally 5-man grouping though. This is what they should have done, I think, a while ago.
Gaben Pliss.
Place.
Pliss indeed.
Wait, does Lone Druid have his relic? Oh no, he went.
No,
Maelstrom.
he went Maelstrom.
Okay. It's okay.
I guess Flipside is a good lineup to gank the bear.
Attack speed and Basher build is generally better versus Nikes.
Yeah, you need those entangles. You need that lockdown. The bears really, they have a medallion. They have the swarm. They have Lifestealer. That bear needs to be tanky is the problem for me.
Does Pounce hit it? I'm not actually sure. Maybe.
No, it says the first hero.
Okay, but there's some like weird hero spells with the Lone Druid. I don't know.
Well,
we'll see.
It's a hero. It really is a hero bear, though. Now a leap comes through. They've caught Floxplox. That's going to be 2 dead. Mania still on the run. Maglev Gank Train in trouble as well. The Infest brings him low. They don't find the kill. A mega kill for Unicorn XOXO. And Saiso, he'll blink out. He'll orb out. He'll escape. We're just seeing a jungle lifestealer doing so much more. If you're going to play the farming lone druid, I mean, this is the risk. The lifestealer can just get involved early, whereas all you really do is split push.
And Juggernaut's strength as a hero does not come with his carry potential. It's his healing ward for the most part, and his magic immunity, and the Omni Slash. It's not the GG big crits from super farmed Shadow Blade Battle Fury, Power Treads, and I think that if they pick Juggernaut, you should really make use of the Healing Word. That is generally the strength of the hero in competitive. If you just want to AFK farm, like for example a Void with just that amount of free farm, we've seen Fierce Void just carry. If you had a Midas Battle Fury build, he could just absolutely crush Flipside's lineup right now.
They were ahead in terms of gold, they were ahead in terms of experience, but all that has changed. Team Keita Gaming now trailing 2k gold, 2k experience, and the worst thing that could happen to them is a Rosh attempt from Team Flipside. No vision, not a great... Well, they've got the puck. They've got an okay lab to contest the pit. Now the familiars will scout the Rosh out, and they know what's happening, but the question is, can they actually stop it? That's really the concern here. Saiso's coming in. Work on the tower mid. There's no attempt yet to engage. In comes the Courier. Will the familiar try and pick it off? It might end up going down, but the Aegis has already been claimed, and they've got nothing in return. Even the Courier.
They got a T1.
Gonna make
I
it
guess.
Yeah.
They got 2 T1s. They got the mid and the top.
That's true.
So
2 towers.
They were going to fall down pretty soon anyways. There was no cliff on the side of Flipside, and Aegis pretty important for trying to prolong this game and get to that really dominating late game and anti-split push phase that Flipside really wants to get to.
It is a very farm Juggernaut. I mean, Juggernaut's he's got the strongest DPS crit in the game, Blade Dance, in terms of just the damage that it puts out between the percentage and the amount of damage it does. But
yeah, the problem is it's like a lifestealer with 12 armor.
You can't really he'll have to kill everyone in Omni Slash basically. And they'll find Saiso top lane. He will orb away to the south. He now comes back in. He's got a Dream Coil available. Miguel jumping in. Rage is there. They'll bring down 1. Now they want Sanju 5. Your Lone Druid Bear. See ya. Back to the fountain for you. Steph Style could be next. Life Stealer, too good.
Yeah,
too much damage.
What
a hero. What a hero. Magic immunity, massive physical damage, incredible mobility, great ganker, great laner, great jungler.
No need for BKB.
Tri-lane extraordinaire, decent solo hero, great against Lone Druid Bear. Excuse me, what is he bad at? He's melee. But he's not really melee because he's so mobile.
I mean, yeah, the open wounds does nothing when you start off jungle. He's pretty much just exactly the same hero as before.
Yeah.
And fallen off a little bit since 6.78, but hero is still just very strong, especially against Lone Druid.
I don't know. It's fun when you have the infest bombs, though. That's the one cool thing about Lifestealer. But I would not complain if we saw a little less of him and a little more of Bloodseeker. My man.
Well, it's better than PL.
Yeah.
It's
a lot better than PL.
So count your blessings, LD.
Nobody is mourning the loss of PL except possibly Eternal Envy.
Mania has his Manta now, so he's going to be extremely difficult to kill too. Omni Slash just popped Manta.
Oh, this could be the death of Unicorn. This is the time to go. No, Omni Slash. Now he's going to get to the creeps.
He could
have solo killed
toggle though.
I think level 3 Omni. Yeah, that's
sick armlet toggle.
No, too much damage. I'm telling you.
He armlet toggled a little bit late.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was close though. He would have had to. It's hard to armlet toggle against Omni Slash. Those slashes come pretty quickly.
He could have probably TP'd an armlet toggle. That would have been pretty next level play.
Right after it.
Right after the Omni Slash. That would have been cool. I would have liked to see that.
I think it is possible to bring the Juggernaut back to the fountain with you, right? If he bounces at just the right moment.
No, it's not like Spirit Breaker. That would be awesome. It only searches within a certain range. I wish that could happen. That would be sick.
Oh, maybe that's Heroes of No Earth because I know I've seen it before, but.
Oh. Ew, Han player.
Han trash. I'm Han trash.
Oh, don't admit that to us.
I played Dota 1 back in 2004, but I did get tired of it and went to Han for a little while.
And Familiar doing a little bit of scouting, but what is it scouting for? Oh, I guess Rune. That'll go to Saiso. And I think that Keita lacks a little bit of vision. They were doing a very good job of just constantly sentry warding this area, but now that the T1 is down, Flipside don't need to be there anymore, and the T1 is down on both sides.
And what do you know? Miguel on the Honey Gun. He's got a Manta Style up, that Puck Sounds, and the Root. This is a really good Manta Style game. I mean, normally in Slark, I think things like I have Skady, Bachelor, Sanji, and Yasha are a bit better, but there's the Puck Silence, there's the Root.
And the
really
Omni
nice
Slash.
choice.
The Omni Slash, dude. That deeps.
Yeah. That's actually true. The Omni Slash, if he cleaves through it, and might kill the illusions in one hit, but every little bit helps.
Indeed it does. Maglev Gang Train is farming the opponent's jungle. He is going for, I believe, Butterfly next, but I think that Flipside can just man up on this Juggernaut in the late game. They have a Basher on the Lifestealer. That's going to be very difficult for him to do something outside of Omni Slash.
Even Lone Druid is not really the best 1v1 late game carry. I mean, he dishes out some pretty insane damage, but the bear could just be
Mania.
stunlocked.
Woo. He is playing
Got a Manta,
aggressively.
even if the silence comes through. Can always Manta out.
Yep, and they don't need BKBs. I mean,
this Mass Manta is actually, I mean, it makes your late game a lot stronger than going for BKB.
yeah, and the split push too is so annoying to deal with. Keita does not have the best anti-split push lineup because they don't have the radiance on the Spirit Bear.
Yeah, they don't have that. They also don't have the best lineup to gank the split pushers. There's no Storm Spirit, there's no Beastmaster, or even a Blink Mag. There's only the Puck and a Shadowblade Jug.
And now the dewarding comes out. There is a gem on the Windrunner, and Keita is going to be hard pressed to find any sort of foothold into this 30-minute plus phase if they don't have any wards. I mean, they even had wards up before with sentries and stuff, and they're still dying. Imagine without. Very scary.
There's a Butterfly and Maglev gank.
There's a gem from Shadow Demon. This is what they need. They need to group up.
There's already a gem on Flipside, so just getting one for the map control and the Juggernaut Shadowblade. A big Omni Slash with this Butterfly, maybe it's enough. He could probably kill two if there's no Manta.
They need to make a move before the next Roshan, I think.
Oh, uh-oh. This could be bad. He's running towards that Windrunner. He'll back off, though.
The problem is, where do Keita try and push right now? If they try and push just straight up one lane, Flipside is constantly trying to push out the other lanes and look for ganks around the way. He's gonna get caught.
He gets caught. There's a Blink Coil of Silence as well, and this should be the death of that Nyx Assassin. Running north. Carapace is there, and Maglev just waiting to chop his head off.
I'm fairly sure that they saw that he had a gem. He was standing up here, the Nyx was, and then the Shadow Demon was over here. And you can just check his inventory from over here. So I'm surprised that he was playing that aggressively without the support of his teammates.
Just want to make sure I showed you guys what Merlady was talking about. Maglev's going to push down the middle lane. Butterfly up. Now the Abyssal Blade comes for the Lifestealer. And even if you're missing some auto attacks, you can still Abyssal him.
But he has no buyback. And maybe they can capitalize on that.
No buyback on the Juggernaut either. 80 gold to go. If this tower falls, then he'll have it.
Chop, chop.
And it looks like without the Nyx, they don't want to fight, which I think is the right choice for Flipside.
Their team fight is just atrocious. Yeah. By the way, I still have no clue how they won that 5-0 fight at the mid T1. That was just absurd how that happened.
It was just like a series of unfortunate events, right? Like the puck misses silence, misses the coil, or hits one with the silence, misses the coil. They didn't burst down the Slark. He ends up living with his ult. Lifestealer just
that was a turning
ham.
point of the game, like for sure.
It was. It was right here. This is when things got bad. So if you're Keita Gaming now, you enter the mid game, head towards the late game, but you can't be feeling too confident about your chances.
Yeah, Flipside can just split push right now. Keita does not have the best ganking lineup, as you said, or anti-split push, and the pressure is not really on Flipside to try and gank them. I mean, they have been just because Keita has been trying to play extremely greedy, but they don't really need to. They have the better late game if they get eventually some more items on a Slark. I guess he has a Manta. Are they close to any other big items? I mean, Lifestealer is just a monster.
If they just get like a Skady or a Basher on the Slark and they have two Bashers going to work on the Lone Druid Bear, on the Juggernaut, they're just going to get permabashed, I feel.
There's the AC up on the Lone Druid, so he's doing decently after his rather slow start.
I think it's where if you're Keita, you want to bait Flipside into a bad engagement. If they overextend, you can just burst the puck before he... Or like with a nicely timed Coil, Silence, Omni Slash. Maybe that's a fight they can win, but a head-on engagement, I actually think Flipside comes out on top 5v5. Despite not having that great of a team fight.
Are they actually pushing the T3 with this terrible 5-man lineup? I don't think this is the best move from them, but we'll see.
Can Rage with Unicorn in the front line.
They're split pushing Maglev gank trains all the way to T3 in middle.
It's a Juggernaut, normally not the best split pusher, but he is working at the tier 3.
He's chopping away at that. That is, they have to TP back right now.
Healing wards there. It's bringing the tower low. He wants to finish this tower. He'll Blade Fury and he'll TP out. Where's the Lifestealer with an Abyssal Blade?
He didn't have a TP scroll, and Infest was on cooldown.
Now he's got one. That hurts.
Yeah, that hurts a lot. Free T3.
Because they could have infested and gotten both back there, and that would have been a dead Juggernaut.
And that just makes things a lot easier for Keita. They can just constantly put this pressure on mid lane. They have the T2 up there, so Flipside won't be able to pressure that lane as hard. And Flipside not in the greatest position now.
It's actually a slight gold lead now for Keita. Experience very even, but strategically, Flipside have the better carries. For Keita Gaming, they have...
Even gold, they use it better.
Yeah. Keita has the better burst damage, perhaps, with the Juggernaut Omni, I think, being the main source of it. And the slightly better team fight because of the puck coil. But still, not the best situation for them. We'll see Observer Wards go up. I think that's the big thing that comes out of what happened there is Flipside did TP and back off, which means Keita get to leave their base. They get to push out the bottom lane, so they're not... just being punished in terms of creep equilibrium.
Ward instantly dewarded by Slark, and that's very smart by Slark. They need a deward before the Roshan. Let's check how many wards they have left. I don't think they have any.
No, they've got some on the Miracle right now. On the Nyx.
Four
wards.
One thing that they could punish Flipside's lineup very heavily is Mass Ghost Scepters. We already see one up on, I forget who it is, one on the Lone Druid. He actually uses it right now.
Or sorry, you meant Keita. Yeah, Keita doesn't have any wards.
Yeah, they have to fight Roshan pretty blind. They have the Shadow Demon poison as well as Visage Birds, but they have to be there. They have to be aware
and the
that
bear.
this may happen soon. Yep, and the bear.
But you don't want to lose that. That is one of their primary sources of damage. Generally, if you're Flipside, what you wanted to do is just 5-man bottom and just push the lane until Roshan respawns. Then you just go straight to the pit, and Keita can't even get there in time because they have so much physical damage. They could have just pushed in the bottom lane and then Roshed, and Keita wouldn't have been able to get there.
They're trying to do it with the top lane. They see Spirit Bear there, so I'm not exactly sure if they're going to go. One hero, generally not enough, but if they see Shadow Demon, they know most of the team is there.
And if you show 2-3 heroes top, then that's just going to be an open door policy for Flipside to go Rosh.
But it looks like they're actually trying to pressure the T3 on bottom. They really want that Rax. I think it'd be a better tactical strategy to try and get the Aegis. I think that means more to them than the possibility of a T3. I don't think they're going to get it.
Is Keita just saying we can't really stop you from Roshing, so we're just going to trade?
I mean, they're smoking. Yeah. Well,
like they have to know Rosh is back up.
Why is Keita not going to defend this? If they don't defend this, I think that's a huge blunder, similar to how Flipside didn't defend that T3.
They are going to defend, and I think if you're Flipside, you see these TPs, now you can just run straight to the Rosh pit and kill it in time. A Blink Silence is there, but Slark will leap away.
They get a free T2 on top, too.
I'm very surprised they're trying to force this issue, but they do have a Blink Dagger Miracle. This could be a good initiation. Your Fetch Bomb is available. Blinks in, catches 2 supports. Oh, that could be Rax. That's wonderful. Step style on the run. Beautiful initiation for Miracle, and now they're
T3
back to
is
the
getting
balance.
destroyed on
Juggernaut
top.
and Lone Druid, though, pushing that top lane. They have to kill this Rax quickly as the tower falls. Maglev says, I'm going for it, baby. Healing Ward's there. Omni Slash online. He hasn't used one in like a good 20 minutes. The bear still chipping away, not taking hardly any damage from Miguel. While that's happening, the Omni comes through. He loses the gem, and they're going to lose the Rax. In comes Miracle. He tries to pick it up. He's a bit too late, though. I believe the Lone Druid did snag it. Still, the push continues bottom. It's a Rax for a Rax, but it might be a twofer. As Maglev comes in mid, he now gets coiled. He's in a bit of trouble, but because they stole the gem, there's no way to see him, so that Shadow Blade is getting him out safely. The bear gets bashed. The bear is on the run. Now it gets abyssal. Might end up taking a spill. Miguel still chasing the hero.
What a bash lord.
He almost brings it down. Now open wounding as well. Is there going to be a pullback in time? He's got it.
No,
he could have brought it back.
Yeah, he definitely could. I guess he's trying to micro here or not die to Miguel, trying to desperately chase him.
He's got a gem. They just stole a gem. He could have maybe gotten out, but no TP. He ends up going down.
This should be easy Roshan for them, and all their lanes are finally. The fight is continuing. All their lanes are finally in a safe position. There's no heroes up top to continue the push, and I guess they have creeps, but Miracle's up there to push it out. Easy time for Roshan and continue to get another Rax. They did manage to get 1 Rax on bottom. Thankfully for them, the exposed Rax in middle did not fall.
I have Skady for Maglev Gank Train. He's going for. It's good against.
HP's good.
And also the attack speed slow is pretty nice against these melee heroes, but I still don't think he wins a man fight with this Lifesteal, not without his ultimate. And the Roche will go the way of Flipside.
Unicorn uses MKB for sure.
Yeah, they're going for double MKB, Mania as well as Miguel. Actually, sorry, triple MKB. This Juggernaut,
mass MKB.
That evasion's not going to help him. Not for much longer.
There's the Basher up on the Lone Druid, but the bear just gets owned by Lifestealer. He pretty much just killed it from 100 HP to 0, although he did get fairly lucky with bashes.
Yeah, that's costly, though. Losing your bear there, if he had pulled it back, maybe he gets a lucky root on the Slark. Maybe
he lost the gem, too.
Yeah, and he lost the gem. He didn't have a TP. I didn't see if he tried to use it earlier and it got canceled or if he just never had one, but
gotta buy TP scrolls. We saw a couple one TP on the Lifestealer cost him the mid Rex, too. You gotta be prepared.
Flip side, they lead 15-11, 36 minutes in. It's game 2 of a best of 3. If they win this one, they'll move on to face Team Empire. They'll be 1 best of 3 away from sneaking out of Group D as the final team to enter the playoffs, joining the likes of Virtus Pro, Dignitas, EG, and a whole lot more. Fnatic in there as well. Most of your top Western teams, aside from Alliance as well as Navi. Those are the 2 big teams not in this event, but there's plenty of great action still to come our way. And we'll see Unicorn push in the mid late now. He's getting an MKB very soon.
There's a sheep on the puck, too.
So there's about to be a sheep on the puck, but there's about to be 1, 2, triple MKB. They only need like a total of 2,000 gold between 3 heroes to get 3 MKBs. And they've got an Aegis.
Keita can't really force a fight right now. They can try and split push and split Flipside around the map, but with the Aegis, it's just not a good time to do it. So pretty sure Flipside will be able to find find it. 26 kills in 37 minutes. I thought there were a few more, but it seems to be a pretty passive game, and that will definitely work in advantage of Flipside. We're getting that late game phase where they're all super scary. Ghost Scepters needed on these supports. We see one on the Windrunner, one on the Nyx Assassin, one on the Shadow Demon, and one on the Lone Druid. So for everyone but the Visage, pretty much.
You know, for Keita Gaming, I feel like they need tons of Ghost Scepters. They have they have 2 right now. But to be honest, Flipside's damage is like 90% physical across their team. So if you get a bunch of Ghost Scepters, maybe you can kite them just long enough to turn this game around. I wouldn't even mind seeing like one on the Juggernaut. It doesn't work well with the fact that he's gone for a lot of right click, but otherwise he could just get chain bashed and killed instantly in a fight, and he is very important to their team.
Maybe a Manta style would be good on them. I don't know. They need more items. There's someone else on the side of Flipside.
Still, you infest the Nyx, you blink in, he starts the fight, everybody else can sit way back, and then the Lifestealer has Aegis. So Nyx unloads his payload. If he dies, that's fine. I think they should be able to break the base, but we'll see if they can. Flipside marching in the top lane. The Aegis has quite a bit of time left as the 2 familiar stuns on the Lifestealer, who now rages, and this tower is just going to melt. No glyph used yet. There's no trade in sight. They're going to have to fight now. Keita Gaming, out of options, backed into a corner. A Scythe on Unicorn, a coil on 3. Unicorn low. He'll go down, but remember, he's got the Aegis. Mania, he'll Manta out of the silence. Now the turnaround comes. Wait for the Omni/Maglev is not unloaded yet. He'll need to find it soon. Right-clicking, but gets bashed. Gets abyssaled, I believe. Now defensively disrupted. Even if he Omnis, there's too many creeps right now. He'll unload it. Will the Omni be enough? Everyone tanking for the time being. They only kill off 1. It doesn't seem sufficient. Now, the Slark on the run. Low, but not dead yet. Unicorn getting bashed, getting rooted. He goes on to Sanju. Now he's going to infest. No, he didn't. He died in the end. Mania forced to run away. Buybacks keeping them in fighting shape. Now with Scythe on Mania. Mania's going to go down. That's 2 cores dead. That's 3 heroes dead. And that's a headlong retreat. They only used a Visage buyback there.
Yeah, great control by Keita there. That defensive disrupt on Juggernaut just totally saved them that fight. Oh my goodness. Juggernaut was just dropping so fast with that early Abyssal, and the longer he survives, he's the majority of the damage. I think Lone Druid has a fair amount of items, but yeah.
To be honest, they probably should just be sieging it more. Even though I said, like, oh, you can infest Lifestealer and jump in. If you think about it more, Juggernaut or the Lifestealer can just rage and hit the tower a few times and back off and rinse and repeat. I don't know if diving in was actually the best choice, because that's where you get caught by the puck coil. So obviously hindsight's 20/20 here, but it seems like maybe they're a bit too overconfident.
This is almost certainly the mid-Rex. They have the glyph up, but it's not going to be long enough. And they'll take down the top racks too, so it's really whether or not they're going to get mega creeps.
There's a blink in for Miracle. Now he's gotten silence. There's a coil available. No, they'll start with the Scythe. Miracle eats an orb to the face. There's a Soul Assumption. Miracle low. Carapace keeping him alive. Now Maglev, 2 hits. He'll bring him down.
Force him up, Rise. Miracle was staring at him. He's like, force me, please.
Now they're going to lose 2 lanes of racks. It could be the game. Keita Gaming, they just might have done it and forced to game 3. Flipside still have yet to take more than that melee Rex bottom. It does not look good for them now.
Yeah, the top rack's still very, very healthy. Still a T2 tower in middle too. But I think the big question is this next Roshan. They had the big items, but it's just so risky. They have a failed push, and that translates into a lost racks for them just because they don't have buybacks. And with this late game, very carry heavy lineup with not many disables and a sheep as well on the puck, they really have to be very careful about how they engage, because Keita can just go all out on one hero, no buyback, and then just 45 and just buyback train if they want, just because they have a lot of gold on their important heroes.
If your team Flipside, Roche is coming back in 4 minutes, but I feel you are the ones who have to force a fight, and they're going to try and take a tier 2 mid. Everybody grouped up, barreling down the mid lane. Can Flipside find a way to take game 2, or are they going to fall short? And will we go to a game 3? We're about to find out. Mania grouped up with his team mid. Not the best spread. Would like to see them not group up too much, but they've taken the tier 2 unopposed. Now they'll back off. Unicorn's been purged. Will there be any further engagement? Coming in, it's Maglev Gang Train. Look for the Omni. He's been sight, but bouncing to creeps. There could be an infest. No creeps to infest. Dude gets abyssaled. No, actually just got bashed. There's no abyssal up. Everybody on the run. A beautiful coil. Doing a whole lot of work, but the Impale's better for Miracle. They're still alive. They'll lose a Slark. They'll lose a Lifestealer as well. And now you're Nyx. That's going to be it. 4 dead.
That's GG.
Ultra kill for Maglev Gang Train. GG indeed.
My goodness.
And ladies and gentlemen, Juggernaut, best card carry in this game?
Ridiculous.
Definitely not, but they take it in the end.
That push on top lane was just turned the game back around. They lost the Lifestealer Aegis. They had no buybacks since they bought all their MKBs, and just relatively poor engagement overall. I think they took a lot of damage with the Vicious Familiar stuns from the constant spam from Keita, and I think just the defensive disrupt. That one disruption just totally changed things around.
Yeah, it's the power of Shadow Demon late game. Don't need items to make big plays, and there were the small things, not force staffing the Knicks back. Maybe he could have lived a bit longer. It was not a perfect game by any means, but I think overall they just got a little too overconfident.
Yeah.
Seemed like that was the case.
They didn't need to push was the thing. They were even in racks. They have the better late games. They did have a sheep, but they were just farming so incredibly well. Had good map control, had good gank potential too, even without a sheep, but falling a little bit short.
It's a wrap, guys. We're headed to a game 3. It's going to be Flipside versus Team Keita Gaming. Best of 3. Game 3 coming up after this. It's the Corsair Summer Tour 2013. I'm LD. He's Merlini. If you haven't already heard, go to gc.corsair.com. Enter for your chance to win a stack computer or some Dota TV tickets. With that being said, we'll take a very quick break. We'll come back with Game 3 and then move on to see the winner of this series playing Empire for the right to move out of Group D. Stay with us.